And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu directly addressing the Iranian people, saying their leaders stand in the way of better times. And this is coming as Israel plunges Hezbollah into complete disarray by killing their chief in a daring attack and wiping out the entirety of the terror group's chain of command. Want to bring in Dan Senor, former foreign policy advisor to President Bush and host of the must-listen-to podcast, Call Me Back. I believe, Dan, that we cannot understate the significance of this for Israel and for the Jewish people. But I also felt that it showed Western civilization what it was like to feel like they're on offense against terrorism.
Yeah, well, I would say when Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke at the UN last Friday, and also when he spoke to the U.S. Congress about a little over a month ago, he said that this victory, that Israel will win, this will be Israel's victory, but it will also be America's victory. And I think that was an important point for two reasons. One, there's no terrorist organization, with the exception of al-Qaeda, that has more American blood on its hands than Hezbollah. Going back, obviously, to the embassy bombing and the bombing of the UN, of the Marine barracks in Beirut in the early 80s, all the way to Imad Magdiya, who is the leader of the Radwan forces, which is the elite commando force of the special force of the of Hezbollah that, when I was in Iraq, was responsible for a lot of the bloodshed of American soldiers in Iraq, and on and on and on. We can just go on example after example. And here, Israel is now decimating this terrorist organization that has just been slaughtering Americans for decades. So that is very important. Justice is served, A. B, to your point, it is sending a message of what it's like to actually say, no, we're not going to do a ceasefire. You don't get to launch a war against Israel and then call for a ceasefire. If you look back at every mini war waged against Israel, 96 Lebanon, 2002 in the West Bank from Palestinian jihadists, you go to 2006 Lebanon war, you go down to mini wars launched by Hamas against Israel, 2009, 2014, 2021. Every one of these wars, with the exception of the 2002 war in the West Bank, every single one of them ended with a call on Israel for a ceasefire. After a war had been unleashed on Israel, then Israel is told, no, you can't respond the way you had planned, that we need to implement a ceasefire. And here Israel is saying, no ceasefire. We're going to decimate the enemy. And I think that's an important message for the world and for the United States.
Ever since October 7th, President Biden has been saying to Israel, as you were saying this morning, take the win. And instead, so Israel said, we're going to press our advantage. So when it comes to Iran, what do you think is next?
You know, I don't know, but I think if Israel has continuing to move against Hezbollah, and then over the last 24 hours, they've been hitting the Houthis pretty aggressively in Yemen again, which is in the interest of the United States and the world. Israel's hitting the Houthis in Yemen. And all signs are, now, are they going to literally pursue some kind of massive regime change in Iran? No, I don't think Israel has the capability to do that. I think Israel could only do that in partnership with the U.S. and both countries' Gulf allies in the Middle East. But I do think that Israel is, look, it's when it took out Ismail Haniyeh, the head of Hamas, in Tehran a couple months ago, I think that was a message to Iran. We have the capability to conduct a military operation in the heart of your regime, in your capital. And so whether it's full-on war or continued operations like we've seen inside Iran, I think we're going to see some action.
Dan Senor, thanks for getting on with us today. We appreciate it. We know how busy you are. Thank you.
Good to be with you. Thanks, Dana.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.